Hello everyone, today we bring you part 4. First, let's briefly recap the previous episode. After killing the assassin that was sent by Mo Xiaobei, Yian noticed a car was secretly tailing him as he picked up his sister from school. After verifying Mo Xiaobei was indeed inside the car and had successfully found out his residence, Yian resolved himself that he couldn't ignore any longer Mo Xiaobei as a threat towards his sister's well-being and steeled his actions towards a final confrontation to eliminate Mo Xiaobei. After dealing with Mo Xiaobei, Yian continues to strengthen himself to overcome any further harm towards himself and his sister by training in the wild. It is there Yian meets with Yu Ling, a leader with the martial pavilion. She notices Yian being a tremendous prodigy and invites Yian to join martial pavilion. However, Yian is hesitant that he will be tied down and his hidden talent will eventually be discovered. Yu Ling breaks Yian's thoughts and provides Yian a way out. She states that Yian need not accept or decline right now. She will patiently await Yian's decision. Let's continue with the story. The scene shifts to Yian heading towards the gateway leaving the Linhai base. He is deep in thought as to the meaning of himself being a martial warrior and his talents. He always thought that being a martial warrior exists to protect the people. Yet he sees and remembers many incidents of the people being oppressed by these martial warriors, aside from the fear of the fierce beasts. Standing atop a high building, Yian realizes that his standing is not high enough to make a difference. He resolves himself to continue to become stronger. He brings up his status window and decides to fuse the high-tier cultivation talent that he copied from Yu Ling. He strives to raise his standing. The scene shifts back to Yian's apartment. Yian enters the room stating to Yu, his sister, that he is back. Yu stops herself from cleaning the kitchen and rushes to embrace her brother Yian. She jokingly notices that Yian has become more stronger after these past 20 days in the wild. Yian casually heads to the sofa to change his clothes and states, "Of course, I have become a martial warrior." Yu gasped in amazement. "Really?" Close quote. She smiles and proudly proclaims that the Yi family finally has a martial warrior. She jumps for joy and laughs. "Awesome. What wonderful news." Yu continues to shout, "Hooray! Hooray!" Close quote. Yian smirks and thinks, open quote, "Dummy. When your talent awakens, you will become a martial warrior too." Yian thinks that he will continue to help his sister to increase her talent when he comes across more compatible items. Yu's talent window pops up. Human. Yu. Cultivation talent. Mid-tier. Frost talent. Novice tier. Unawaken. Suddenly, Yu breaks Yian's train of thought as the sound of scissors sniping being operated by her. Yu calls out, "Cullen, come, martial warrior, bro. Let your sister give you a trim." Yian gasped in surprise. Yu said with disdain, "Cullen, just look at your hair. You look like a beggar. Since you are a martial warrior now, you need to take better care of yourself. Understand? Question mark, close quote. Yian couldn't help but chuckle. Yu pressed down upon Yian's shoulders and said, "Cullen, sit tight. I'm starting now." Yian happily obliged by saying, "All right, hairdresser sis. Your usual cut would be greatly appreciated." Yu smiled as said, "Cullen, rest assured. That is the only style I know how to cut anyway." As hair was being cut, Yian couldn't help but remembered. Time sure flies. Yu have been cutting my hair ever since our parents died. Yian remembered a specific memory. A small hand holding a scissor was shivering with fear. A scene when they were little. Yu said, "Big bro, I'm still afraid." Yu was frowning, holding back tears, asking Cullen, "Why don't we just go to the hospital?" Close quote. Yian answered, "Cullen, it's just a little cut. If we go to the hospital, we would need to pay money." Yian smiled and said, Cullen, I just got a little beating. I'll be fine. Just help me cut my hair short and dress the wound. That will be enough. Yu dropped the scissor and cried. If only Big Bro had the immortal jellyfish's ability, Yu said sadly. Immortal jellyfish. What talent does it have? ? Yian asked. Did you forget? It's from the story you once read to me, Yu explained in tears. Yu crouched and smiled. Cullen, immortal jellyfish possess a healing talent. When they are injured, they heal almost instantly. Yian said incredulously, things like that were made up to fool children. You still believe in things like that? ? Yu gasped, you don't understand. It's real. I'm telling you it's real. Yian could only smirk. He patted Yu's head lovingly. All right. I know you are worried about me. When my talent awakens, I might gain a healing one. Then, I won't ever be injured. And I could protect you even better. Yian smiled, understanding his sister's love. That's right. Immortal jellyfish. ? Yian wondered. Yu hit him and shouted, don't move around. You will ruin my haircut. Yian jumped up and ran to his room. Yu could only shout in amazement, where are you going, bro? I haven't finished cutting your hair yet. Yian grabbed the book inside his room, the illustrated book of treasures I bought last time. Yian crouched down and rifled through the book, trying to find the information. Immortal jellyfish. Immortal jellyfish. His eyes widened. I found it. Yian sat down and read the information out loud. Immortal jellyfish, a water-type beast, healing talent, location, the Lake of Death. Yu walked up asking worriedly, what are you mumbling about? Why are you acting weird? ? Yian devised his next plan of action. If I can copy the healing talent, I won't need to fear getting injured in the future, and Yu won't need to worry anymore. Yu looked over Yian's shoulders and asked, Immortal jellyfish? ? Isn't that something that is only found in stories? Why are you reading up on that? ? Yu crossed her arms and stated, things like that were just made up to fool children. Yian closed the book with a snap. You are wrong. Some stories are real. ? Yian steeled his resolve. Yu exclaimed, fine, come back here so I can finish your haircut. The scene shifts to after Yu finishes cutting Yian's hair. Yian can be seen reading the book. How strong is a body training technique that only martial warriors can practice? Yian continues reading. Novice martial warriors fortifies skin, mid-stage martial warrior fortifies muscles, late-stage martial warriors fortifies bones. Yian sits down crossed-legged and thinks, I'll try it out first. He focuses his energy cultivation based upon the information in the book, with a bottle of beast blood beside him. Yian smiles. I wouldn't have known without comparing. It seems my past cultivation rate was so damn slow. He reached over and grabbed the bottle of beast blood. I wonder what the effect is if I consume a bottle of mid-tier beast blood. Yian quickly guzzled down a whole bottle of beast blood, enduring the bad taste in his mouth. He quickly realizes the effect. This is great. Wow. Yian's eyes widened in amazement. The cultivation rate has increased by 3-fold. This is awesome. Yian quickly resolves his next plan of action. I'll first cultivate at home. Once the cooldown period ends, I will head to the Lake of Death. He opens his status panel. Talent copying cooldown, 30 days. Yian smiles. I'll find the immortal jellyfish and copy its healing talent. The scene shifts towards the martial pavilion. A hand can be seen pushing the door open. It is Yian entering the store. Currently, the store has many other customers looking at the wares. Xiao Yu can be seen turning around and shouting, welcome, . She recognizes Yian, thinking, "It's him." Close quote. That junk collector. She excitedly runs up to Yian, greeting him, "Martial warrior, you are here." She teases Yian and asks, "You must be looking for our young miss, right?" Close quote. Yian answers coolly, "No, I'm here to buy something." He looks at her with an expressionless look. Xiao Yu gazes at him in amazement. Clothes really do make the man. He looks rather handsome now. Xiao Yu waves her hand, gesturing to enter further into the store. "Sorry about that. If you want to buy something, please follow me." Yian inquires, "Do you have a map of the Lake of Death?" Close quote. Xiao Yu heads to behind the counter, stating, "We do. Please wait one moment, I'll go look for it." She rummages around shelves, looking for the map. She finally finds the map and slides it toward Yian. "Here." Close quote. Yian takes the map and smiles. "Yes, this is it. I'll surely be able to copy really strong talents here." Yian inquires, "How much is it?" Xiao Yu opens a tablet and answers, "This will be 100,000. "I'll take it." Yian agrees and hands over his bank card. Xiao Yu replies, "All right." Xiao Yu rings up the purchase. She looks toward Yian as he walks out and wonders, is he going somewhere new to collect more junk again? The young miss once said that the Lake of Death is full of terrifying aquatic beasts. Even elite martial warriors would find it hard to survive in a place like that. She worriedly thought about Yian. She looks toward Yian's back and prays, "I hope nothing happens to him." The scene shifts towards the wilderness. A red streak of light can be seen. Yian stopped gracefully and silently. He had arrived at the Lake of Death. Yian observed, what a barren and turbulent area it was indeed. He excitedly said, "I'll definitely be able to copy great strong talents here." He observed many desolate and empty buildings. It seems that this area has been deserted for a very long time. He walked closer to the water's edge and said, "The strange atmosphere here makes it feel like danger will pop up at any time." Yian closely studied and scouted the area. He suddenly noticed something. A circle vortex of water suddenly formed. A gigantic pillar of water. He analyzed the pillar closely and wondered, is this a beast? Yian thinks and decides to be cautious. "I'll become invisible and observe for now." He activates his shadow talent. He then jumps up atop a high mountain and observes the vortex below. Yian thinks, just exactly what is this? Suddenly an electric discharge erupts from within the vortex and a bubble pops out from inside the vortex with two people inside. It was Yu Ling and her white-haired bodyguard. The bodyguard says, "Got it, young miss, hurry. Let's go." Yu Ling answers, "We'll go together." The bodyguard was holding an umbrella which was forming the bubble. Yu Ling was carrying a golden treasure box over her head. Yian gazed in amazement. "It's her?" Suddenly a gaping maw from a fierce beast emerged from within the vortex, threatening to swallow the two people whole. The white-haired bodyguard yelled helplessly, "We're not going to make it." The beast snapped shut its mouth, barely missing eating the pair. The pair turned around, hovering over the land, watching the beast's next move. It was a top-tier beast that was facing the pair. Yian couldn't help and feel concerned. Top-tier beast! Exclamation point. The white-haired bodyguard pushed back Yu Ling with his energy and yelled, "I'll stall it. You go first." Yu Ling fell down and stammered, but..." Yu Ling turned around and was shocked. She saw a horde of beasts chasing her. She turned the other way and ran as fast as she can. The white-haired bodyguard saw this and helplessly yelled, "Damn it!" Exclamation point, there are actually more behind. Yuling was terrified as she barely ran away from the beast's grasp. Yian activated his speed talent, thinking, how troublesome. He sped towards Yuling. Seems like I have no other choice but to help out. Yuling can be seen struggling to run fast in order to escape. The beast behind her opened its maw and was just about to devour her. Just as the beast was about to jump and bite down hard, the white-haired bodyguard yelled out a warning, "Young miss, watch out." Yuling jumped and just barely escaped the beast's maw biting down hard at her. Yuling concentrated, closed her eyes, and activated her secret technique. A pink lotus appeared on her forehead. A sword appeared within her grasp. Yuling activated another technique, activate. She disappeared from the beast charging at her. The beast was shocked at her disappearance. Just as the beast was looking left and right trying to find Yuling, she can be seen above the beast and charging down hard in an attempt to kill the beast. Yuling's appearance had changed. Her eye white and focused, her hair pink, her face calm, steeled and determined to kill the beast. She swung down hard, slicing open the beast. The beast roared in agony with its dying breath. Yian noticed this change, stopped and jumped back, thinking woe. He then changed his direction, deciding to observe again. Yian thought. Secret arts! Exclamation point, what is that? It's so strong. He jumped up on top of a high rock. Yian observed the carnage below him, thinking, I was careless. This isn't a fight that a novice martial warrior like me can meddle with. Yuling can be seen slicing all the beast exactly at the neck. Yian thought Yuling is an elite martial warrior at the peak realm. The horde of beasts all roared in agony as it was being sliced open. Yian watched the carnage below being struck upon the whole horde of beasts, thinking. After activating her secret technique, her power is comparable to that of a great warrior. He scratched his chin, thinking, even 10 of current me is not enough to defeat her. The mother beast can be seen attacking the white-haired bodyguard. He screamed, my leg. The white-haired bodyguard was close to the mother beast's jaw. He still managed to yell, run, young miss. His body was being ravaged, blood gushing out. He yelled, the secret technique won't last long. Yuling was seen still killing off the small beasts. He continued, the item is more important. If you don't leave, the sacrifices of my brothers, who dove down with you, will be for naught. Yuling finally stopped and contemplated, praying for all who sacrificed. She closed her eyes, reluctantly accepting their fate. Damn it. Yian finally realized, thinking, 10 people died underwater, exclamation point. He was deep in thought. Just what kind of treasure is it for them to go to such lengths? Exclamation point. Yuling jumped. She ran away from the remaining beasts. Yuling can be seen gasping for breath. Oh, no. The time is up. The pink lotus can be seen disappearing from her forehead. Her hair changing back to black. Yuling collapsed on the ground. The treasure box falling from her grasp in front of her. The treasure box continued to roll away and stopped. Right at Yian's feet. Yuling also stopped in front of Yian. She could barely open her eyes, thinking who? A blurred vision of face she recognized. It's him, Yian. Yian crouched down, picking up the treasure box, asking, Just what kind of treasure is this? Yuling crawled to Yian, saying, Don't touch it. Yian could only exasperatedly answered, Stop mumbling. I'm not going to steal it. Yian looked back at the horde of small beasts still chasing towards them. What a bunch of troublesome things. Yian, he picked up Yuling, saying, Pardon me, forgive me for this. Yian asked a belly-conscious Yuling. I think it'll be safer to find a cave to hide in. What do you think? Yian continued. If you don't respond, I'll take that as a yes. Yuling belly responded with a thin smile. Yian activated his speed talent and easily escaped the horde of beasts. The scene shifts to a well-hidden cave. Inside, Yuling can be seen sleeping, covered with Yian's coat. The treasure box at eyes glance near her head. Yian sat cross-legged next to her. Yian couldn't help but wonder. She looks just like my sister. Except for the beauty mark that she has. He rubbed at the beauty mark. It can't be wiped away. Amazed, Yian exclaimed. It's real. After some time, it was already evening at the cave. Yian looked down at Yuling. Is she still not awake? How much longer is she going to be out for? Yian squats down next to Yuling. Yuling rustles awake, mumbling. Chem? Huh? Are you awake? Yian asked, surprised. Yuling sits up and rubs her head. Ouch. She rubs her eye, awake, similar to his sister. Yian. Yuling stands up, holding Yian's coat and brushing the dirt off her, asking, Did you save me? Yian looked away, answered. It was by chance. I just happened to pass by. Thank you for the jacket. Yuling hands it back to Yian. He answers. You're welcome. Yuling appraised Yian, thinking. He dared to go to the Lake of Death by himself. Quite impressive. Yian wears his jacket back. She rubs her chin, thinking. I must recruit such a talent into the martial pavilion. She waves her hand, conjuring a bright light. Yian grimaces. It's blinding. What are you doing? Yuling teased. Look at how that frightened you. This is a light stone. It can store and radiate light. You can call it a lamp. Yuling explains. The light stone hovers and raises above. Yian asked, amazed. How did you make it appear out of thin air? Yuling teased and made a bottle appear in her grasp. You seem to be very interested in it. We'll talk more about it after I finish healing myself. She drank the whole bottle of a small healing potion. Yian rubbed his chin, thinking, is it a space-type talent? But among the talents that she has, there wasn't a space talent. Yuling sat cross-legged and meditated to get her strength back. Yian lied down casually. Yuling continues to mediate and heal. After some time, Yuling suddenly kicks Yian's leg, who had fallen asleep waiting for her. I'm done healing myself. Get up, Yuling said curtly. Yian sat up, saying, Oh, all right. She looks down at Yian, saying, You wanted to know where the items came from, right? She grabbed the treasure box. She held a small pouch in her right hand and the treasure chest in her left hand, saying, Watch carefully. This treasure chest is a lot bigger than this pouch. But Yuling puts the treasure box into the pouch, sucking the box into the pouch. Yian gasps in amazement. I see. It wasn't a space-type talent but a space-type item. Exactly, Yu Ling acknowledged. Yu Ling continued to ask, "So, do you like it? Do you want to learn how to use it? If you join the martial pavilion, I'll take you to the main base," and Yu Ling asked alluringly. Yi Tian feigned disinterested, said, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep." Yu Ling was shocked at his answer. He sat down and was just about to lay back down. Yu Ling could only clench her teeth and hand. "Bastard, just you wait. I'll successfully recruit you one day." Yi Tian incredulously thought, "It's just a space pouch and special healing potion. Naturally, once I copy both the space and healing talent, those items will be nothing special." Yi Tian continued his train of thought. "But the problem is, she just disturbed the lake of death, so it won't be calm anytime soon." The scene shifts to the next morning at the cave. Yi Tian can be seen sleeping at the entrance of the cave. He awoke, shook his head, and stretched. Yi Tian finally noticed his surroundings. Did she leave? He looked deeper inside the cave. Suddenly, Yi Tian noticed a small red box in the corner of the cave. He looked at the red box. What is this? Was this originally here in the cave? Yi Tian crouched down and opened the box. This is, wow, a mid-tier special training manual, 10 bottles of high-tier beast blood, and 10 gold cards, each worth 1 million. Yi Tian was shocked. Did she leave this for me? He smiled, thinking thanks. Yi Tian took a bottle and opened it. These items are enough to help me become an elite martial warrior. In that case, there's been a change of plans. Yi Tian guzzled down the bottle and drank it. I'll look for immortal jellyfishes in the lake after becoming an elite martial warrior. 4 months later inside the cave. There are empty bottles, Yi Tian's jacket, and various beast carcasses strewn around the cave. Yi Tian is cultivating, focusing his energy into his danshan. Yi Tian stops to assess his status. A large energy boost can be seen originating from the cave, signifying a breakthrough. Yi Tian slowly rises, crumbling rocks falling all around. He raises his hand, testing out his new powers. So this is the elite martial warrior realm. Yi Tian was amazed, studying his body all over. Yi Tian then continues to wear his jacket, his energy aura crackling around him. It's time for a hunt. Yi Tian smiles as decides next plan of action. The scene shifts to an area to where Yu Ling fought the beast horde. Yi Tian was standing before 11 newly constructed graves. He stood before one grave, thinking that all these graves must have been Yu Ling's doing. He crouched down and picked up a rock, thinking, with how many beasts there are in the lake, I'm afraid that not even their bones remain. Yi Tian placed the rock upon one of the graves, thinking, Yu Ling made graves for them before leaving. She is kind. Yi Tian noticed something. He saw the umbrella that the white-haired bodyguard was holding, thinking, I remember seeing them use this umbrella to dive. Yi Tian picked up the umbrella. He opened the umbrella, thinking, I wonder if this still works. Yi Tian noticed something strange about the bubbles forming around him. He realized what was happening, saying, Whoa, it creates a waterproof bubble around me. Yi Tian floats above the mountain, thinking, what a great item. He smiled, saying, with this, I can enter the water with no issues. Yi Tian proceeds to activate his speed talent and enters the lake. A crimson trail of light can be seen entering the water. Whoosh, a tall stream of water cascades the entry point where Yi Tian enters the water. He also notices something, saying, using this umbrella also increases my speed underwater. Yian proceeds to activate his shadow talent to make himself invisible. Yian is surprised to see a pop-up window in front of him where the water is black. Species: tiger claw fish. Innate talent: mid-tier. Yian's eyes focuses to the danger ahead, thinking, this is a mid-tier beast. It was the beast that Yu Ling and her bodyguards fought. Yian gasped, relieved. That was close. It almost discovered me. He resolved himself. Let's continue descending. After some time, Yian's feet can be seen touching some coral rocks. He stood there thinking, this should be the deepest part of the lake. A group of eyes were lurking watching Yian. Yian stood there saying, are there really immortal jellyfish here? The beast was slowly creeping up close to Yian. Yian sensed the danger lurking behind him. He leaped up just as a tentacle barely missed him, hitting the ground where he once stood. Yian crouched down, saying, what is that? He focused his eyes saying, that is. A status window popped up. Species: immortal jellyfish. Innate talent: novice tier. Healing talent: apex tier. Yian exclaimed gleefully, an immortal jellyfish. A tentacle can be seen dashing toward Yian from behind. Yian activated his sword talent and his shadow dagger appeared in his grasp. He swung his sword slicing the tentacle, blood gushing out. The immortal jellyfish roared in agony. The sliced tentacle can be seen growing back due to its healing talent. Yian looked in amazement. It recovered so fast, as expected from an apex healing talent. The tentacle hit back at Yian with quick speed. Instead of dodging the strike, Yian instead touched the tentacle in order to copy its talent. His innate copying talent can be seen flashing as it was activated. A status window popped up. Ding! Apex tier healing talent has successfully been copied. Yian flew back absorbing the strike. His body struck the rock behind him. Yian cried out in pain. Pure. Yian proceeded to retreat, creating distance from the immortal jellyfish. He smiled, accomplishing what he had set out to do. Ha! Apex tier healing talent acquired. Another beast attacked Yian from the side. He barely sensed the danger. Instinctively, he parried the attack with his umbrella. The attack has a corroding effect that starts to chew into the umbrella. The corroding effect climbs up to Yian's hand, which he reflexively let go his umbrella. Yian cried out, damn it. He looked at the umbrella as it flew away from his grasp. Yian realized what was happening as he held his breath. A broken umbrella can't maintain the waterproof bubble. Yian's eyes lit up. Several pop-up windows appeared around him. It's a swarm of immortal jellyfishes. He clenched his wounded hand, thinking, I've already acquired the apex tier healing talent. There is no need to involve myself with these beasts anymore. Run! Exclamation point. Yian activated his speed talent and sped away to the surface in order to escape. The scene shifts to the surface of the lake. Yian appeared gasping for breath. Tentacles can be seen rushing towards Yian. Yian dodged the tentacles, thinking, how persistent. He activated his speed talent. Max strength. A trail of crimson light can be seen speeding away. The scene shifts back to the familiar cave. Yian can be seen walking quickly into the cave. He plopped down on the floor. Phew, I finally got out of there, Yian gratefully proclaimed. I should quickly fuse the healing talent. He brought up the status window, pressed yes to fuse. Yian's eyes lit up in wonder, thinking what was going to be like when fusing an apex tier talent. He endured the ensuing pain that was almost unbearable. He realized something: I have copied talents so many times that my body has gotten used to the pain already. Ding! The status window appeared. Apex tier healing talent successfully fused. Yian brought out his status window. Human. Yian. Cultivation talent. High tier. Speed talent. Novice tier. Sword talent. Mid tier. Shadow talent. Novice tier. Healing talent. Apex tier. He laid back against a pillar. The fusing process was smoother than I expected anyway. Let's put it to the test. He looked at his hand that was hit by the immortal jellyfish venom, thinking, the immortal jellyfish venom is extremely fatal. Even a little amount can cause death in a normal person. A red scab can be seen on his hand. Yian activated his healing talent. Green light surrounded his hand as it returned to normal. The scab had disappeared. Yian proceeded to strike at a mountain with his bare hands. A gigantic mountain could be seen with a hole on one its side. Yian was seen, thinking. To think it would leave no traces of an injury. What an insane talent. He proceeds to decide his next plan of action. The talents that I have now are mostly support-type talents. If I want to fight against someone even stronger, I must copy an attack-type talent. Outside, a heavy rain and storm was seen. It's time to return. The scene shifts to the next morning at Yian's apartment. Yian could be seen reading the treasure book for Fierce Beast to copy his next attack talent. Aggressive Bear, a so-so Flame Bird, not that impressive either. Yu complained as she cut his brother's hair. Stop moving. I can't believe you left for that long without telling me. You're horrible. Yian could only chuckle. Ha ha ha, I'm sorry Yu. Yian noticed something. Mighty Ant. A low-tier beast specializing in combat that is commonly found as in a colony. Once it launches a collective attack, even great martial warriors have difficulty in escaping. Yian smiles and resolves himself. This is it. The scene shifts to the martial pavilion in the evening. Yian can be seen slowly walking to the store. Only a few customers can be seen looking at wares. Yuling can be seen welcoming customers next to Xiaoyu at the counter. Xiaoyu turned around to check on inventory at the shelves, saying, "Hello, what are you?" She turned around, recognizing, "Oh, it's you. It's been a while. What are you looking for today?" Yian placed his shopping list and slid it across the counter, saying, "A complete mighty ant body." Xiaoyu smiled, picked up the list and said, "Mighty ant. To immerse in wine. Well, it's good for reinvigorating the body." Yian could only chuckle, thinking, "Does it like I am in poor health?" Xiaoyu proclaimed, "We don't have any mighty ants here, but I do have some news regarding them. Are you interested?" Yian eagerly inquired, "Oh, let me hear it." Xiaoyu offered. The Linhai base and the mid-sized base are constructing a commercial trade route. There are many beasts between the two bases. Among them is a mighty ant nest. Yian pressed further. A mid-sized base. Is it the Iron Fang base? He thought. The closest base has got to be the Iron Fang base. It's the only one around. Xiaoyu swiped her yellow hair over her ear and alluringly acknowledged. Yeah, that's the one. The Iron Fang base is about 100 kilometers from Linhai base. Yian asked cautiously, "But if I remember correctly, someone from the Mo family died a while ago. The Mo family even suspected the Iron Fang base. They said that the Iron Fang base was planning an invasion." Xiao Yu answered as she was rummaging, trying to find something. Yeah, I heard that the Mo family went there to investigate, and the Iron Fang base helped resolve the misunderstanding. The Iron Fang base was only able to reach an agreement with the Lin family on the commercial trade route because of the Mo family's help. Yian rubs his chin in deep thought. I see. Well, if the Mo family is involved, I have a feeling that they must be up to something. Suddenly, Xiao Yu yelled out, I found it. She then respectfully hands it over to Yian. Please take this. Yian asked, what is this? Xiao Yu answered dismissively. A token needed to participate in the events. It was initially intended for our young miss. But we are a massive base, right? So, working for a mid-size base, like Iron Fang base, is out of the question. In their dreams, Yian looked at the token. It had the name Lin on it, signifying whomever held it was a representative of the Lin family. Xiao Yu smiled and said, the two bases are planning to send out some martial warriors to clear out the beasts on the commercial trade route. If you participate in the operation, it's possible to get your hands on a mighty ant body. Yian studied the token in his hand. The Lin family is the absolute ruler of the Linhai base. Even if a family is strong as the Mo family, they only deserve to be called subjects. Yian smiled as he resolved himself on his next plan of action. It's time to head out. Close quote. The scene shifts to the Lin family estate gate. There are a large group of warriors gathered around the area. This is the launching area which will connect to the Iron Fang base. Yian could be seen among the crowded group of warriors that have gathered for the hunting operation. He thinks, as expected from the Lin family, they have recruited hundreds of warriors at once. He steadfastly concentrates to area around him. Not wanting to stand out and be surprised by other groups of warriors or any big family leaders. He thinks, I must proceed with caution. Suddenly many people cried out and points to the stage that has been erected in front of group of warriors. Lin Mingzi has arrived. A man dressed in grey-colored expensive suit with an aura of peak elite martial warrior can be seen emanating from him. His booming voice says, hello, everyone, welcome to the beast removal operation. Behind him it could be seen were two recognizable persons. The first was a white-haired man dressed in black equally expensive suit. It was Mo Zhangqing, the great elder of the Mo family, kindly referred to as Old Mo. The second was a bald man dressed in a black suit with red trimmings. It was Mo En, Mo Xiaobei's father. Yian grimaced, thinking, Mo family, we meet again. Lin Mingzi continued with his speech, his voice booming so that everyone can hear clearly. Everyone knows that our Linhai base is too small. Resources are limited here, so it's difficult to fulfill everybody's cultivation needs. Collaborating with a mid-sized base will bring incredible benefits, so this operation is very important. Every warrior listened intently, waiting patiently to what rewards they will get. Of course, clearing monsters has its dangers. However, Lin Mingzi raised his arms and excitedly exclaimed, the rewards for this operation will be more generous than any of your previous hunts. There it was, what all the warriors were waiting for. Long live the Lin family. Long live the Lin family. Everybody cheered eagerly awaiting for the exact details. Yian heard a familiar voice and looked intently at the crowd. Isn't that Captain Gail Wolf? Close quote. Yian noticed a familiar face. He thought intently. I wonder if he remembers me. Lin Mingzi continued after the cheers died down. To clear any of your doubts, I, Lin Mingzi, will guarantee it to you all. As he tapped his chest, he raised his arms with fervor. Anything you acquire during this operation will be entirely yours. The warriors cheered again, saying, awesome, Long live the Lin family. Lin Mingzi continued proudly, putting his hands in his pants pockets. But wait, there is more. Our family has also prepared another reward. Everyone in the martial warrior realm will receive 20 bottles of mid-tier beast blood and 2 million coins. He brought his hands in front of him, proclaiming. The elite warriors will receive 3 bottles of high-tier beast blood and 10 million coins. Lin Mingzi finished in a flurry. Go register now. We hope you all return prosperous. Every warrior raised their arms and yelled, "Woohoo!" A lady attendant said, "Please begin lining up here to register." Some warriors began running to form a queue. She continued, "Please place your hand on the assessment rock. It will measure your strength." The warrior first in line went up to the rock and placed his hand on it. The rock dimmed a bit initially before stating the results. "You are a mid-tier martial apprentice." The lady attendant then said, "Next, please complete your registration form." Every warrior lined up promptly. Yian lined up at the back. He thought intently. Yu Ling was right. There is no need to work for powerful families, especially that damn Mo family. Yian looked disdainfully at Mo En, who was standing behind the lady attendant watching each names and their talent level. Yian thought, being discovered as an elite warrior will definitely bring unnecessary trouble. Yian stood before the assessment rock and analyzed. This tool bases its detection on power. If I use less strength, it should display a lower ohm. The lady attendant instructed him, "Please place your hand on the assessment rock." Yian reached out toward the rock. He focused. "Hold it in. Control it." Yian intently focused. "Just give me a late-stage martial warrior." The assessment rock hummed. A flash of light appeared before it stated the results. It read, "You are a late-stage martial warrior." Mo En couldn't help but mutter, Late-stage martial warrior. As Yian walked away, some warriors discussed. Wow, he is a late-stage martial warrior. He seems pretty young too. Others said, could he be the prodigy of a powerful family? To have reached such a level at a young age. Martial warriors followed Yian as he disappeared into the crowd. What an insane cultivation talent. Yian pulled his hood down his face and smiled. I only displayed a part of my strength, but it still attracted so much attention. Looks like I revealed too much. Captain Gail Wolf and his group were also discussing Yian. The real prodigies are always discovered when they are young. Look how old I am, and I'm still a late-stage martial warrior. His colleague quipped, I know, right, and we here are still mid-stage martial warriors. A dubious member of the group suggested, Captain, isn't our team still missing one person? Let's have him join us. Captain Gail Wolf answered honestly. He is a late-stage martial warrior. Everyone wants him. Why would he choose us? Another in the group surprisingly quipped. Look, Captain, he seems to be walking toward us. Yian walked up confidently and adjusted his backpack. He smiled and energetically said, It's been a while, Captain Gail Wolf. Captain Gail Wolf was shocked at first. You're... Then he quickly remembered and smiled. The martial apprentice who saved the little girl from the Silver Moon Wolf. He warmly greeted Yian and patted him on his shoulders. Unbelievable. You managed to become a late-stage martial warrior within a year. Yian could only sheepishly reply. It's just luck. I was really lucky. Yian rubbed his chin and shyly asked. Captain, can I join the Gail Wolf team for this operation? Captain Gail Wolf proudly replied with a thumbs up. You're incredibly welcome to. Yian respectfully bowed and said, "Please take care of me." Captain Gail Wolf grinned, replied, "No problem, let's work hard." The girl archer in the group smiled and teased, "It's more assuring to have another late-stage martial warrior in the group." Yian could only smile sheepishly. The scene shifts to the starting area of the operation. Captain Gail Wolf proclaimed, "This is our mission area." Captain Gail Wolf walked in front of the group, with others in the group followed him with Yian bringing up the rear. He stated, "The map says that there are only weak-tiered beasts here, but just in case, prioritize your safety above all else and don't recklessly charge ahead." Suddenly a pack of wolves charged in with incredible speed. Yian yelled a warning, "Captain, something is coming. It's incredibly fast. They are surrounding us." Captain Gail Wolf gave instructions, "Calm down, everyone. It's the appetizers." Captain Gail Wolf unsheathed his sword and gave the group battle orders. "LL take the front while Yian takes the back. Everyone else, support as needed." The group members acknowledged. "Yes, sir, understood." Yian also unsheathed his sword. He acknowledged, "Leave it to me." Captain Gail Wolf's team was surrounded by a pack of wolves. Two of the wolves focused their attention straight at Yian. Captain Gail Wolf shouted, commanding to start their attack. "Yian, let's do it." Yian acknowledged with a steady, "Yes, Captain." He dropped his backpack and jumped, simultaneously activating his speed talent. The two wolves also charged toward Yian. Yian swung his sword and sliced the leading wolf, instantly killing it. He noticed that the second wolf stopped trying to activate its talent. Yian rushed forward, attempting to interrupt the activation of its talent. Yian and the wolf charged towards each other and clashing into each other. The wolf opened its jaw trying to bite Yian fiercely. Yian swooped back and gracefully led with a kick, hitting it squarely, avoiding the jaw. The wolf was flung back with a whine of pain. Yian jumped up as the wolf was still dizzy, recovering from the kick. He plunged his sword down on the wolf, hitting straight in its chest, dealing a mortal blow. Blood gushed out profusely. Yian looks around at the two wolf corpses. A clap could be heard at the same time. "Not bad. Not bad at all." Captain Gail Wolf congratulated Yian as he picked his backpack. "That was awesome, Yian." He gestured behind him, saying, "Too bad you're still one step behind me. I killed 3, ha ha ha." Yian chuckled with the words ringing in his head. "Too bad you're still one step behind me. I killed 3, ha ha ha." The lady archer alluringly teased, "Little brother Yian is pretty strong. I'm liking him more and more." The other said admiringly, "He already possesses such an ability at a young age, so don't be so cocky, Captain." Captain Gail Wolf could gruffly reply, "You bastards, can't you let me be cheeky for once? You just had to embarrass me." The group member could only give in sheepishly, "Captain, I'm sorry." The dubious member crouched down and asked, "Anyways, why didn't the wolves wait to attack us in the valley? Their chances of succeeding would have been high that way." Yian answered quietly, "Perhaps they did want to, but couldn't." The dubious member stood up and asked, "What do you mean?" Captain Gail Wolf answered grimly, "This must not be their territory no longer. There must have been a stronger beast in the area." The dubious man's face turned pale and said, "A stronger beast? Then 5 of us are in danger. The other member patted his shoulder and tried to relax him. Don't worry, brother. We have 3 mid-stage and 2 late-stage martial warriors. What's there to be scared of? The dubious man could only stammer, but... Captain Gail Wolf stepped up and produced something in his hand. Look what I have. The dubious man said, that's... He finished the thought. The Lin family's walkie-talkie. Captain Gail Wolf confidently said. Yup, every captain was given one. When we're in danger, I can just call for support. So let's go all out without worries. The dubious man sheepishly gave inches. All right. Captain Gail Wolf continued to lead the team and raise the team's morale, raising his arms. Let's proceed further. The team proceeds further into the operation area. The scene shifts to an area deeper inches. A tentacle could be seen stalking above the team. Captain Gail Wolf noticed that something was off. He gave warning as he reached for his sword. Stop, there is movement ahead. Yian yelled. Above us. A fierce beast was slowly creeping down the building nearby toward the team. A status window popped up in front of Yian. Species, fire-breathing lizard, innate talent, novice tier, fire talent, low tier. The lizard opened its jaw and tried to unleash its fireball. Yian realized. It's fire talent. The fireball holds straight for the Gail Wolf team. They all ran to one side and avoided the fireball landing behind them. The lizard landed on the street. The Gail Wolf team faced the lizard with Captain Gail Wolf in front, Yian to his left, the Lady Archer to his right, and everyone else behind him. A team member stepped forward challenging the lizard. He proudly proclaimed. You guys had the appetizers. Leave this beast to us. He was followed by the dubious man and the Lady Archer. Captain Gail Wolf analyzed. Judging from its aura, it's a low-tier beast. Watch out for its flames. Let's go. The 3 yelled. Yian hesitantly asked. Will they be okay? Captain Gail Wolf grimly said. It's just a low-tier beast, don't worry. The scene shifts to the aftermath of the battle. The 3 members proudly declared. Captain, we won. Captain Gail Wolf beamed, smiling from side to side. Good job, you guys. The Lady Archer said. It's all thanks to these 2, I really didn't do much. The other member humbly said. But if you didn't distract the beast with your arrows, we couldn't have finished it off so smoothly. The dubious member sitting atop the beast corpse overbearingly said. That low-tier beast was so weak, finishing it off was effortless. Just as another fireball was heading toward him, he proudly said. A few more wouldn't a problem at all. Yian flashed forward, activating his speed talent. He carried the dubious member away, just barely missing the fireball. The dubious member terrifyingly asked. What? There are more? Yian patiently answered. It is a fire talent, so it's probably from the same type of beast. The dubious man was still scared stiff. Yian faced the danger saying, looks like it hasn't ended yet. The dubious man's face was deathly pale, panic-stricken. 3 fire lizards emerged facing the Gail Wolf team. Captain Gail Wolf urgently spoke into the walkie-talkie. Teams near Zone B, teams near Zone B, Zone C team here in danger. Requesting support. I'm requesting support. Captain Gail Wolf proclaimed as the whole team faced grave danger. The walkie-talkie just buzzed in silence. Captain Gail Wolf exasperatingly said, "These bastards, they ignored me." The other team members said, "Captain, it looks like you overestimated the Lin family. They don't care about our lives at all." Captain Gail Wolf could only grumble, "Bastards." He broke down in anger. "I thought I followed the right people this time and could make it big with you guys. Who would have thought that the Lin family would also—" Captain Gail Wolf smashed the walkie-talkie. "Looks like the Lin High base is rotten to the core." He grimly took out his sword. Captain Gail Wolf walked calmly to face the beasts and said, "I'll hold them off. The rest of you should run away, now." The other team members could only cry saying, "Captain." The burly man said, "How could you say that when we are brothers? We'll leave together." Captain Gail Wolf steeled his resolve, turned around and harshly said, "Obey my order." The Lady Archer, broken-hearted, said, "Captain." The burly man silently accepted the order. The dubious man, horrified, suddenly ran away, said, "Are you all idiots? Why aren't you running? Are you all waiting for death?" He left parting words, mockingly said, "Have fun, you guys. I'm leaving." The burly man grimaced and said, "Newcomers are always so unreliable. If I survive, I'll definitely kill him." Captain Gail Wolf put his hand on Yian's shoulder and pleaded, "Brother Yian, you are very talented. It would be a shame for you to die here. Please take my two brothers with you and run." The burly man said, "I almost forgot that you are a newcomer as well. If you are going to run away, do it now, quickly." The Lady Archer agreed. "Yeah, don't put your bright future on the line." Yian smiled, walked confidently and activated his talent, saying, "Of course, I'm going to run away." He turned to face the three fire lizards, resolved himself, saying, "But forward." His aura shined brilliantly. All his power activated to the maximum. Captain Gail Wolf exclaimed excitedly, said, "That is the aura of an elite martial warrior." He was hiding his true strength. The other team members could only understand in amazement. An elite martial warrior? How can that be possible? Yian thinks as he faces a fireball heading towards him. "I didn't want to expose my true strength." He slashes at the fireball, dissipating it. Yian's face was resolute. But he jumped up just as the fire lizard opened his jaw. "If I don't..." Yian disappeared, activating his shadow talent. The Gail Wolf team will be wiped out. Yian appeared as he sliced one of the fire lizard's head off. With Captain Gail Wolf's ability, it would be pretty easy for him to escape. But he would rather stay behind alone to let his teammates escape. Yian jumped again as two fire lizards attacked him simultaneously. Knowing his resolve, I would be a freaking idiot if I still hid my true strength. He dodged as the two fire lizards cast their fireball. If I did that, is there any difference between those Mo family bastards and me? Just as two fireballs headed toward him, Yian activated his sword talent. He parried the fireballs away from him. As for the risks of revealing my true strength, there is no time to think about that now. I believe that Captain Gail Wolf won't get me into trouble now. The two fireballs were parried back, headed towards the two fire lizards. It struck the fire lizards square with a blast. The Lady Archer said in amazement, "So that is the strength of an elite martial warrior. Amazing." Yian activated his talent again and headed towards the fire lizards. He readied his sword to swing a devastating strike towards both fire lizards. He activated his shadow skill, point his sword at the fire lizards, and swung a mighty blow. He activated his sword talent. Both fire lizards were struck by the devastating blow. The fire lizards roared in agony. Both fire lizards crashed on the ground just as Yian landed next to it. Captain Gail Wolf clenched his hand, shaking. He incredibly strong. His face steeled in acknowledgement. There is no doubt. His strength belongs to the top-level tier of the entire Linhai base. Suddenly, a scream could be heard in the direction where the dubious man ran away towards. The scene shifts to where the dubious man was. He could be seen sprawling on the ground. 3 wolves surrounded him and were slowly approaching its prey. The dubious man cried out, "Help! Save me!" He screamed as the wolves bit down upon him. "Ugh!" The burly man cried out, "Captain, I think that guy who ran away is in danger." Captain Gail Wolf resolutely answered, "Ignore him. It's ridiculous that he believed he could escape from here alone." Yian picked up his backpack. He reported, "Captain Gail Wolf, the road has been cleared. I'm going further. Will you guys?" Yian looked back at the Gail Wolf team, smiling. "Come with me? Or will you guys stop here?" The whole team looked shocked. Captain Gail Wolf closed his eyes. He shook his hands and resolutely said, "The Gail Wolf team sticks together no matter what." Yian smiled. The scene shifts to someone complaining in pain. "Ow! Ow! It hurts." It was the lady archer busy bandaging the burly man's arm. "Look at your silly condition. Compare that with brother Yian after fighting all those beasts." Captain Gail Wolf yelled towards Yian, who was atop a tall building scouting around the area. "Brother Yian, thank you for bringing us here." Yian, satisfied that there was no beast lurking around the area, looked back at the Gail Wolf team below. He gracefully jumped down in front of Captain Gail Wolf and said, "No problem, Captain. Let's go our separate ways now. I want to try something out." Captain Gail Wolf asked, "Are you going further in now?" Yian acknowledged, saying, "Yup." The burly man stood up and said, "Judging by our current condition, continuing further wouldn't be the smartest choice, Captain." Yian nodded. "You guys can return first. I'll go alone." Captain Gail Wolf asked hesitantly, "Alone? I mean, with your capabilities, I would naturally feel assured, but..." Yian assured him, "Don't worry, Captain." Yian started walking away, being followed by Captain Gail Wolf, who said, "Hey, brother Yian, let's discuss it some more." The burly man asked, "What do we do, Captain? Are we going to follow him?" Captain Gail Wolf sighed. "Forget it. Even if we follow, we would only hold him back." They watched Yian confidently walking away, going deeper into the operations area. With his strength, he won't need anyone's help at all. Yian focused his concentration on the area ahead, making sure no beast lurked to surprise him. As he walked past the fire lizard corpses, he thought, "Before meeting even stronger families, and before I encounter even more troublesome situations," Yian decided his next plan of action. "I must test how strong my healing talent truly is." He cautiously walked into an area covered in fire. It was obviously the fire lizard's nest. Yian covered his nose, thinking. It stinks here. Have I reached the nest? He noticed something as danger approached. He felt the ground shaking, crumbling beneath his feet. What is going on? The tremors continued at a more numerous and stronger scale. Yian felt something was rising beneath, thus forcing him to jump upwards. A gigantic arm struck Yian squarely. His face clenched as Yian absorbed the impact. Yian was sent flying as the result of the impact of being struck. Yian activated his speed talent as he took out his sword. He aimed a blow at the massive arm of a creature that was coming out from below. The arm continued to pursue Yian, trying to catch him. He spiraled backwards, trying to dodge the hand. The hand slammed on the ground as the beast emerged from below. Yian jumped just in time. Yian landed in a crouched battle-ready position. The beast can be seen jumping high above the ground. The area around shook violently as the beast landed. It stood up facing Yian, who landed on a tall building. Yian smiled, saying, "What an enormous test subject. How perfect. I'll use you to test my healing talent." The beast flashed its red eye, appearing to smile, accepting the challenge. It quickly opened its mouth to spew a large fireball. Yian analyzed the beast. The fireball struck him squarely, engulfing his body completely. Yian could be seen absorbing the fireball as he activated his healing talent. From afar, the Gail Wolf team could see the battle from a plume of fire rising high towards the sky. The burly man said, "Look, Captain, they are fighting." Captain Gail Wolf looked on and silently prayed, "Brother Yian." A gigantic plume of smoke covered the area. Yian emerged from the fire and smoke, grinned widely, saying, "As expected of the king of lizards." His clothes burned, Yian stood there almost naked. He walked toward the king of lizards and proposed, "I have a suggestion. Why don't we take it to the extremes?" The king of lizards spewed out another fire beam, engulfing Yian as it cocked its arm back to throw a devastating punch. Yian breathed heavily as he prone his head on the ground, fair and square. He slowly stood up. "Let's see if you'll burn me to death first." Yian took out his sword, crouching as he heals. "Or if I'll tire you out to death before that." His face concentrated to focus on his healing talent to the maximum. His body engulfed in a green healing aura. Yian then jumped forward, activating his speed talent. He then jumped upward, readying a strike with his sword talent. Yian swung his sword with a devastating strike. Simultaneously, the king of lizards spewed out a massive fire beam. Another mushroom explosion could be seen from afar as the result of the battle. The building continues to shake. A member of the Gail Wolf team said, "Captain, that area has been spewing fire for about an hour now, right?" All the members of the Gail Wolf team covered their faces from the blast. The burly man said, "Is Brother Yian still alive?" Captain answered grimly, "I'm not sure, but we can't even intervene in a battle of such caliber." The scene shifts to the aftermath of the battle. A sword can be seen protruding almost completely in the king of lizards' body. Yian rubbed his head, recovering his focus. He sat atop the beast's body. "Looks like I have won this game." Yian gasped heavily, trying to catch his breath, sweat covering his face. Sitting atop the corpse of the king of lizards, Yian assessed the battle. This healing talent consumes way too much stamina. I feel completely beat. However, this is a mid-tier beast. Yian stood up and sliced open the beast. He crouched down and drank the beast blood straight as the blood gushed out. I'll use its blood to help me recover. Yian sat cross-legged and focused the power into his dantian. A powerful aura could be seen concentrated in his chest. The scene shifts again from afar. One member of the Gail Wolf team declared, "The fighting has stopped." The Gail Wolf team inquired, "Did it end, Captain?" The burly man pointed and said, "Captain, someone is coming out." "It's Yian. Brother Yian has returned." Yian inquired, "Huh, Captain, didn't I tell you two guys to return first?" Captain Gail Wolf incredulity answered, "About that? Oh. Although we couldn't help with anything, we were still worried, so we..." He sheepishly grinned. The burly man asked, "Your clothes got destroyed by the flames. Are you all right?" The lady archer offered, "I have an extra pair here. You can have this." Yian graciously puts it on. She said, "Sorry, it's slightly big, so it might not fit perfectly." Yian smiled. "No worries. Thanks." Yian felt the warmth in their affection. The Gail Wolf team proceeded to ask, "Captain, what should we do about these beast materials?" Captain Gail Wolf hesitantly answered, "That," he stated, "on that matter, we'll listen to Brother Yian. It's his credit." Yian answered honestly, "Captain, since you didn't leave and the beasts are all scattered now, you should take these materials back." Captain Gail Wolf started to protest. "But," the lady archer said, "I've never seen this many beasts before." The burly man chuckled. "The beasts didn't kill us, but bring back these beast materials will definitely tire us to death. Ha ha ha." Yian pointed behind him. "Captain, forget these shrimps. Gather the king of lizards first." Captain Gail Wolf gasped. "King of lizards? Aren't you going to carry these beasts back with us?" Yian grinned and answered honestly, "Nope." Captain Gail Wolf was shocked at his generosity. He helplessly asked, "Wait, then, where are you going, Brother Yian?" Yian smiled. "I'm going to the mighty ant's nest." Captain Gail Wolf in disbelief asked, "Mighty ant nest?"
That is all for today. If you want to see more in the future, please support my channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting on this video. I want to thank you in advance. I truly appreciate it.